I think that's why
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, well, the U.S. it's a massive economy. There's opportunity. You know, obviously my family saw that and wanted it. We obviously pursued a very legal route to get here, but yeah, it's difficult. And I'll be honest, I think getting to the U.S. was even more difficult once we were there because my dad being Nicaraguan and having been through the revolution, thinking about the 80s during the Cold War, he was associated with potentially being part of the Communist Party just because he was Nicaraguan and just because we come from Nicaragua.
Yes.
So nobody would hire him for a long time, for years. So, we came to this country with great opportunity, but those doors were slammed shut for a long time, a very long time. And we're talking about a man who left his life in Leon, Nicaragua as two sons of a single mom and pursued a better life for himself in the US through education and learning English and got some degrees. So he's like, wow, I'm in the US where I studied. I can now, like, he was shut out for a long, very long time. So it was a mixed bag, right? As far as like these great opportunities. But for my dad, unfortunately, he struggled his whole life and he died struggling. And,
Mm,
it's kind of the shift that I wanted to make as somebody who I think benefited from all his efforts and sacrifices.
totally. Where in the US did you land?
Well, originally Miami. We spent a lot of time in Little Havana, and again, I created a coffee blend around it. My Café Cubano is based on the time with the Cubans, either in northern Nicaragua or in Little Havana, because the smell and the taste of the Cuban coffee and the cortaditos and just that whole vibe and cigars, like
Yes.
it just that to me was like this weird like freedom, yeah, culture and all these things kind of combining. That's why I created Cafe Cubano. I mean, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So it's funny because I look back and I didn't realize that as I build my company, the blends I create are really kind of a part of my storyline.
Connected.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, Miami was, again, it was also 80s and it was during the cocaine wars and a lot of violence. But to me, I remember my aunt and uncle who lived there were like, don't leave the house. I'm like, this is nothing,
You don't know what you've
after what,
seen. Yes.
yeah. So, to me, it was just great. It was, it was the States. That's all that mattered. We were in the United States.
Mm. And I mean, now that you can reflect back, what was the moment when earlier you mentioned, whoa, this is peace? What was that moment when you realized, oh, this is peace?